If they allowed black and brown people on the Titanic, I probably could have saved it. I single-handedly could have saved the Titanic from sinking. Uh, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Peace, and I'm back with another movie review. Now, this movie is one of my favorite movies. It's one of the best movies of all time with one of my favorite actors, Leonardo DiCaprio. And that movie is Titanic. Now, you don't have to know about the movie to know in real life that the Titanic actually sank back in 1912, but the movie is incredible. It's worth watching. The story is awesome. The movie is like 3 hours long, but you're fully engaged the whole time because the characters and the way they did the scenes, the way they did the ship, the way they did the sinking, everything about the movie is incredible and it's worth a watch. So like I said, if you know anything about the Titanic, you know it sank back in 1912. So the movie opens up with these explorers that are deep sea diving, trying to look for this rare pendant, this gem that's supposed to be worth a lot of money that supposedly went down with the Titanic. And they don't find the gem, but what they find in one of the rooms is they find a safe with a bunch of paintings, and we come across our first character who was on the Titanic, and that's Rose. Now the paintings of Rose is when she's naked. So this happened 60 years ago. So what they do is they actually contact her so that way they can get the story of how the Titanic went down and if she knows where the gem is. And they find her. She's hella old. They bring her on the ship and she starts telling them the story of how she met this guy named Jack, who actually wasn't real in person. So Jack and Rose never really existed. It was just, two characters they made up to progress the story and to tell the story of the Titanic. But we'll get into that later. So out of all the characters we meet Rose first. She's engaged to this really rich dude and her and her mom are broke. So like marrying this rich guy will kind of like solidify their future and their safety with like financial reasons. And they're boarding the Titanic. It's supposed to hit New York like in a week. But like the ship is amazing. The set pieces, this movie is a fucking masterpiece and it's beautiful to look at. So there were some like 3,000 passengers. That's including the captain, the crew, the staff. That includes everybody from the rich to the poor. That's everybody. And then we meet Jack. Jack wasn't supposed to be on the Titanic, but him and his friend win the tickets in like some poker game. And he's a bum. He goes from city to city, state to state, just like freeloading off the land and like working odd jobs so that way he can just live. Because he doesn't really believe in like 9 to 5 and he doesn't believe in like structure and security. He just likes to go with the wind. So they win the tickets, they end up on the ship and he's in steerage. He's like below steerage because he's hella poor. He's a bum ass nigga. And so one night Rose runs off. She's having dinner with these high class fancy people who she really doesn't like. She doesn't want to become one of them because they're bougie, they're stuck up, and she doesn't want to be part of this at all. She goes so far to where she tries to throw herself off the Titanic, and Jack is actually there to come and save her and like pull her up because she like leaned over and she accidentally fell and she slipped and she was about to fall in, but Jack grabbed her and yada yada. So because of this, they like meet up the next day and they actually get close and they fall in love with each other. And now she sees that she wants to be with Jack instead of the rich dude, and like she'd be like taken off with Jack and like no one can find her, and she's like dancing like at the bottom of the ship with these Irish people, and she like really falls for Jack and he really falls for her. And that's what these movies are missing today. They're missing characters that you fall in love with, that you invest time in, that you really care about. Like, for instance, when you watch a movie today and it's like, say it's mostly female cast or like it's a female lead, they're annoying. They just be like trying to be funny all the time. They do a lot of quips. Not in Titanic. Rose is such an interesting character and she's strong and she's fine as fuck. And you like her, you love her, you want her and Jack to like be together, and you don't want no harm done to her because she's not annoying. I watch movies nowadays and the female characters are so annoying. I just want them to get hit like by like 2 trucks and maybe like 1 minivan. And Jack's character is so likable, bro. He's not always trying to do these funny one-liners that you see in these Marvel movies that other movies try to do. He's so unique and he seems like such a genuine good guy and you want him to win, but then spoiler alert, the Titanic hits an iceberg and it kills like some 3,000 people, which if they allowed black and brown people on the Titanic, I probably could have saved it. I single-handedly could have saved the Titanic from sinking. And you could see that, you could find the memes online when they're sinking and they go underwater, that Jack puts Rose up on like a big ass door and there's enough room for him. She doesn't pull him up. She fucking lets him freeze to death in the water, and then she saves her ass by like blowing into a whistle so that way like the search and rescue teams can come and find her, and then Jack sinks to the bottom of the fucking ocean. Now, about an hour and a half is them establishing their relationship. The next hour and a half is the ship sinking, and it's terrifying. Imagine being out in the middle of the ocean, it's freezing, no one's gonna come and help you, no one really knows where you are, and knowing that you're gonna die. The ship hit the iceberg and it started sinking. It broke in half. The front brought the bottom up, and it was like this, and people were falling. Just, oh my god, that shit. It made, because back in the day, like they did a simulation of how the Titanic worked and how it looked when it was sinking. It was pitch black. All the power went out. In the movie, the ship has lights and it's, real lit up while it's sinking. That's not how it was. It was pitch black darkness. So I want to say out of like the 3,000 people that were on the boat, maybe like 45 people survive. So then after the Titanic sinks, then it cuts to Rose when she's older, because she was telling a story how she met Jack, yada yada. And come to find out, she had the gem with her all along, and this old bitch throws the gem back into the ocean. If I would have seen her do that, she would have been thrown in the ocean with the gem. Swim, bitch, go grab that shit, because it was worth like millions of dollars. But all in all, Titanic, it's a masterpiece. The characters are awesome. Like, I usually don't like love movies, love stories. That's just kind of corny to me. But they did it in such a way where you're like rooting for Jack. Like, that's a real nigga. Like, I want him to win. I want him to get this bitch, and I want them to fall in love, and I want them to stay together. And Rose is such an interesting character because you see her fighting for what she believes in and for what she thinks is right, because she don't want to be with this rich dude. She wants Jack. But yeah, it's your boy Peace. Titanic is one of the best movies of all time. It's one of my favorite movies. It's a long ass movie, but it goes by like that because stuff is just happening, boom, 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 boom. And then once the Titanic hits, it's almost like a countdown. You know everyone's gonna die. You're just waiting on it, and you're just seeing how, oh god, the movie's just fucking incredible. If you were to watch a movie tonight, tomorrow night, make it Titanic, because it's worth the watch. A lot of people have seen it. Almost everyone's seen it. The only people that haven't seen it are probably people younger than me. Go watch that movie, bro. Do yourself a favor and go watch Titanic. It's your boy Peace. That's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you've seen the movie, let me know your favorite parts. If you haven't, go watch it. Get back to me, and I'm out.